In this section, we'll be looking at the various string methods that we have. Now, we cannot cover all the string methods, but I'll just be showing us a few important ones that we can actually work with. Okay, guys, so let's get right into it. So I'll be creating a string right here, and that I'll be working with, and I'll just say, let's just say word equals hello world. Okay, so I'll be showing us the different strings that we string methods that we can actually work with, and the first one is um, upper method. We use the upper method to actually make our the characters in our string to be in uppercase. So here I'll just do the print statement, and I'll say word dot upper. And for us to access the methods in a string, all we just need to use is the dot notation. When we use the dot notation, it actually brings out the various methods that we can use. And as you can see here, we have them highlighted as M, which shows that they are methods. So here, I'm going to be showing us how to use the upper. And the upper method actually gives us how string in uppercase. So we have it changing every character inside of our string to uppercase. And just as we have the upper, we have the lower method, which changes our characters to lower case. So as we can see right here. And also, as we have that, we also have another method which is capitalize. And what capitalize does is it capitalizes the first character in our string. So here we can see H is the only one capitalized here, and W is no longer capitalized. So that is what capitalize method does. Now, another one that is very important is the strip method. So we can have word dot strip, and what this does is it actually takes away all the blank spaces before and after our string. So let's assume that we have these empty spaces right here. Now once I run this, now we can see here this has here it still has the empty spaces right here, still has the empty spaces right here, just like this. And we can see that our capitalize is no longer working. Our H is no longer capitalized. Why? Because I said the capitalize actually capitalizes the first character in our string. So here it's saying this particular empty space as a character. The space right here is a character. So that is why it is not reflecting here. So in abstraction, it has actually capitalized this particular space. That is why we no longer have this in capital letter. Okay, so let's look at some other ones. Another one is the join. So what we use the join for is we can join a list of um, characters together. For instance, let's say I have this. So I want to join them by this. What I want to do is I want to join them without any space. So if I had a space, it's going to join them using a space. So I'm going to add a list here. I'm just going to say um, H E L L O. So what I want it to do is to join all these elements in this list into one. So if I'm printing this out here, we can see we're joining and there are spaces right in between them because I specify that I want to join them using a space. So I can decide I want to join them using an hyphen, and here we see that. And if I am adding nothing here and I'm just saying I want to join them all together, so that is another function method that we can use with our string. Another method is the replace method. And what the replace method does is it replaces a certain string. Now let me remove all these empty spaces from here. Okay. So what it does is it replaces a particular letter with another, or a particular character with another character in our string. So here, let's say I want to replace the L word with, let's say, Y. So that is what I want to do. I want to replace every occurrence of L in my word to Y. So if I am to run this now, we can see everywhere that L is supposed to be, we now have Y. And something we have to be careful with is if I actually specify this as a capital letter L, now we would see that that would take no effect, because the L we are looking for, or the L that is in our string, is actually of lowercase. So that is why this would not work. So let's change it back to our lowercase L, and we still have we have that replaced. So we have a whole lot of string methods that we can actually make use of, and I've just showed us a bit of the ones that we can actually make use of, or we can find useful in our program. So something else I want to make mention of is we can also perform what is called string chaining, where we can, or let's say method chaining, not string chaining, method chaining, where we can chain two or three methods together all at once. For instance, I want to let's say we have, let me return the spaces back, or let me just add it at the back. So I want to remove the strip, I want to remove the empty spaces from here. I want to also um I want to also let's see what I can do. Change it to uppercase. Then after that, I want to replace every occurrence of O to A. So for me to do that, I'll just say print. Let's see the first thing that we want to do. So the first thing that we want to do is to remove the empty spaces. So we have to, actually have an order of how we want to solve our problem. So the first thing I want to do is I want to remove the empty spaces, and for me to do that, I will specify strip. Oh, sorry. So I'll come here, I'll say strip, which means remove the empty spaces. Then after that, I want it to replace every occurrence of this small letter O with A. So I'm going to say replace O with A. Then after that, I now want it to change it to uppercase. So I'm just saying upper. And once I run this, we can see it right here. So we've removed the empty spaces, we've changed our A to our O to A, and then we capitalized it. Now, if I decide to bring this function right to the back, now we'll see we'll get a different result, as you can see here. And that's because we had changed it to uppercase before replacing our O. And by the time we change it to uppercase, our O is no longer the lowercase o, rather it becomes the uppercase O. So we can no longer replace it. This would not be able to find it in our word. So it is very important that we know the order with which we want to chain our methods together. Okay guys, so these are just the few ones I want to show us in this video. There are a whole lot more methods that we can definitely work with. So I want you guys to go out there, just do your research and walk around, play around with the different methods that you can lay your hands on, see how they work, and learn more on your own. So um, like I said, it is very, very useful to know all of this because they come in handy as you move along, as you walk along in your coding journey. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.